Well, there's a couple of them, and two really stand out to me as primary. The first is we absolutely have to have leaders modeling the desired culture, behavior, and mindset that's going to drive the transformation. Because if they're operating in the old way and through the old perspectives, their old mindset, their old way of seeing, their old worldviews, then they don't actually even see the possibility for breakthrough and really significant results in their organization. So they got to shift their mindset. But they also got to shift their behavior, because leaders are in the fishbowl. Right? Everybody in the organization watches how they behave. They watch what they do, they watch how they work, they watch how they interact, and that forms a basis for the culture. And so if you need to have the culture change, like you're trying to drive more empowerment or accountability or innovation or cross-boundary collaboration, the leaders have to act that way. Otherwise, people won't believe the vision of the change, and they'll actually continue to adopt the leadership styles that's prevalent in the organization. So leadership modeling is a very critical part of transformation. The second primary one is how you design and execute the change process. Because if your change is actually designed in a way that models the old culture, then people see the change and say, oh, it's just the same old, we're doing it the same old way. Because the changes that are happening in the organization that are getting the real priority and the resources and the major talent allocated to those teams, those changes are very visible. So just like people watch the leaders, they also watch the change efforts. So leadership modeling and how you design and execute your change are the two primary levers, because they have the most visibility. So if you're trying to build an organization, let's say, that's based on collaboration, then the change process better have a lot of collaboration in it. If you're trying to build an organization that has a lot of service or innovation, then those things better be embedded in how you do the change. And those are the two primary levers that we see. Oh, I love that question, because there are so many of them. I mean, first, the context of the future. Do we think there's going to be less change or more change? Do we think the change is going to be less complex or more complex? Well, I think the answer to that is pretty self-evident. We're only going to have more change. It's going to be faster. It's going to be more complex. We're going to have to get it right quickly, because the markets are moving so quick. Competitors come in, innovation comes in. We have to keep up, and then, of course, excel in the markets. We've got to get ahead. So the critical core competency that I see going forward in the 21st century is that we need leaders who are conscious. And what I mean by that is awake to what really is required in transformation. So conscious change leadership is all about really understanding the depth of human dynamics, of how people are motivated, what they think, how they feel, what resistance is about, how do you get commitment, how you get buy-in, how you unleash people's potential and their passion. You know, that's being conscious of the human dynamics. And similarly, we've got to be conscious of the process dynamics. We need to be conscious of how we actually design change processes and their impact on people and results. Because if we just do it unconsciously, we often do it the way we've always done it. But transformation requires new ways, new innovation. And so if we can build conscious change leaders who really take on change as a standard way of operating, then we basically ready our organization to win in the market. Because the way that we're always going to get ahead of the competition is knowing how to innovate and transform faster than anybody else.